Chapter 1, Section 2, Order of Operations. Order of operations is the way that you proceed in tackling a math problem, okay? A lot of you all know the thing, PEMDAS, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and that type of stuff. That is fine. I don't mind word associations as long as you know what please means as parentheses. Now, and when you get into algebra, I know that you've been working on parentheses before, but when you actually get into the algebra, you'll see different types of parentheses. These could include your normal parentheses, okay? This can also include, and then also it can include your set things like this. Now, if I was to write a problem, that's how it would work out. So if I did this, and I made the brackets outside there, and I did this, basically what I would do is I'd work from inside out. So I would go this problem here first, then whatever's in the next set, and I'd work outwards from there. As far as powers are concerned, powers, we already did in Chapter 1, Section 1, how to work those. There's a couple rules that you may want to remember. Powers are the second thing to do. For example, if I had something like 2 plus 3 squared, the first thing I would do is square that. So I have 2 plus 9, and then I would actually figure it out as 11. But the thing you got to keep in mind, if you have something like this, okay, 2 plus 4 squared, okay, what you are going to do, yes, you have a parentheses here, but you cannot add 4 squared to a whole number. So what I want to do for this particular problem is I want to do the square inside the parentheses first. So what I'd say is 2 plus 4 times 4, which would be 16, then I have the square. I'd go back and do the parentheses, which is 18, and 18 squared would be 18 times 18, which is 64, carry 6, 14, 18, 4, 2, and 324. Okay? So this particular one would be 324. Multiplying or divide is the next. That's from left to right. So that means if I had a problem such as 9 divided by 3 times 3, let me see here, 9 times 3, divided by 9, okay? What I would do is I would work it from left to right. I look at my first division problem. I have 3 and 9. It's a good idea and a good practice to bracket it off so you know that is what you're working on. So I'm going to say 9 divided by 3, which is 3. Then I'm going to carry down the rest of this stuff. So I have 3 times 3 divided by 9. Okay? So now I bracket this off and say 3 times 3. Well, 3 times 3 is 9. I'm going to bring down the divided by 9. And now what I'm going to do is 9 divided by 9, which is equal to 1. Okay? Same thing applies for addition and subtraction. You're going to go left to right. Okay? I have 4 plus 2 minus 3 plus 5 minus 1. Again, you're going to bracket the first one off. 4 plus 2, which is 6. So I have 6 minus 3 plus 5 minus 1. I bracket off that from left to right. 6 minus 3, which is 3. So I'm going to write 3 plus 5 minus 1. Then when I'm done with that, I'm going to bracket the 3 plus 5 off. This is 8, so I have 8 minus 1 left, which is going to give me an answer of 8 minus 1 is equal to 7. Some sample problems with several different steps. Okay? So I'm going to come down Excuse me about the camera wiggling. I am also recording at the same time I'm writing, so I do apologize. We have this problem. You have 27 divided by 3 squared times 2 minus 3. Well, we don't have any parentheses, so we're going to overlook that. So we're going to go to our next section, which is doing the power. So what I'm going to write is 27 divided by 3 squared, which 3 times 3 is 9, times 2 minus 3. My next step is multiplication and division from left to right. So what I'm going to do here is bracket this off because this is a division. This would give me 3. I have times 2 minus 3. Last thing here is I've got another multiplication, so 3 times 2 is 6 minus 3. So now what I'm going to do is 6 minus 3, which is 3. Problem number 2, it does have a parentheses. What you want to do is a parentheses first, so I have 13 minus 8. So that would give me 5. I'm going to keep it inside the parentheses because anytime a number is next to a parentheses like that, you're multiplying. So what I have now is 7 times 5, which would be 35. Number 3, you have 24 minus 3 squared plus 1. Okay, so I'm going to keep the 24 minus, and what I'm going to do now is do the square. 3 squared is 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 inside the parentheses. Now I'm going to do the parentheses, so now what I have is 24 minus 10 left to right. That would give me a 14. Number 4, a little bit more difficult. Okay, I do apologize again for the shaking. I'm just kind of moving around here. I have parentheses, I have powers, I have all that wonderful thing. So what do you think the first step is going to be? If you say that you're going to do the parentheses inside the brackets, you're correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 2 bracket 30 minus, I'm going to keep those brackets, 3 plus 2 is 5. I keep the squared, and I'm going to close the bracket, and that's squared. Okay? The next step is I'm going to do my inside power. So what I have now is 2, 30 minus 25, because 5 times 5 is 25, in brackets squared. So we can reduce this down in brackets. 2 times 30 minus 25 squared, and this would actually be 5. So I have 5 squared times 2. Okay? So what I'm going to do here is 5 squared is 25 times 2, then 2 times 25 at this particular time would be 50. The last problem is evaluate this expression, 9x over 3x plus 2, when x is 4. I'm going to plug in like I told you to do previously. So I'm going to say 9x. X is 4. They already told us that. Okay? Over 3 times x, which is 4, plus 2. So now I'm going to go to my next step. 9 times 4 would be 36 over 4 plus 2 is 6, so 6 times 3 is 18. And then after you do that, I'm going to do the division problem. 36 divided by 18 is 2. If there's any further questions on this, you may ask me in class. Other than that, that is Chapter 1, Section 2. Have a great day.